Alright, my beautiful baldies, we're back with that new One Punch Man chapter. Tatsumaki unleashes her full power against Saitama. Oh, I can't wait to see where this leads. Sonic finally returns back to the manga after God knows how many years he has not been in it. He's finally back, and King is witness to a reveal of Tatsumaki's greatest secret. Something that fans have been wondering for ages is finally answered in this chapter. Let's jump in. Chapter 181, Scalp Friction, featuring Speed Sonic Sound on the cover. It's been a super long time since we've seen him around, and yes, he is going to return and attack Saitama, and yeah, Tatsumaki is just gonna whoop his butt. And the battle continues to ravage on in the city between Saitama and Tatsumaki, who continues to increase her power, causing insane amounts of reckless damage to the city. Saitama's jacket got blown off, and now he has a shirt that says noodle sauce on it, and we see that it looks like a Mai Mask is walking in a building, and Saitama bursts through. Saitama tells Tatsumaki that they've gone way too far from their original location, and they should go back. And it seems that every time Saitama tries to get Tatsumaki away from the city because she's way too destructive, and she doesn't care at all, the damage she does, the repercussions of anything she does not care in the slightest. So he keeps trying to get her away from the city. She comes down and lands and looks at him. She says, fine. And we get this stare off between Tats and Saitama. It looks like she's trying to intimidate him. Obviously, Saitama is not intimidated. And even after everything she's done, all the crazy attacks against Saitama, he still does not have a single scratch on him. Now that should probably worry Tatsumaki quite a bit, but she also is not using her full power yet. So Saitama's like, let's go over there. And she says, sure. Grabs him by the back of his beautiful bald head and starts dragging his face down a building. Oh, you want to go fight somewhere else? I'm just gonna drag your face in the dirt until we get there, right? Great paneling and shot here from Murata as usual, as Tatsumaki slides around poor Saitama's body like a rag doll through the city. Saitama saying, hey, isn't this bad for my scalp? But that's when Tatsumaki notices that something is chasing them, and she even recognizes that this being that is chasing them is insanely fast enough to even keep up with Tatsumaki and Saitama, so it must be a hero or a monster. It's actually neither. It is Speedo Sonic Sound. The brave and cocky ninja finally returns, and as always, he's trying to get his revenge on Saitama. So he throws some of his exploding shuriken, which are homing, and these start to chase down Saitama and Tatsumaki. That looks pretty cool, and speaking of cool, a quick word from our sponsor. Today I've partnered with one of the most manly sponsors I've ever had on the channel, Bespoke Post. Every month they send you a box of awesome, full of top shelf goods right to your door every month, like this throwing knife set and sushi kit they sent me. The throwing knife set called Bullseye came with 3 premium metal knives, a holster, and a target. The sushi kit, which is called Wabi Sabi, came with a serving dish, 2 bowls, 2 sets of premium chopsticks, and a sauce pourer. And they have all sorts of epic manly equipment on the site, ranging from outdoors, kitchen, bar, clothing, and more. You can even get fresh oysters mailed to you based on a preference quiz you'll fill out. 90% of the products are from small brands, most of which are based right here in the United States. Every box of awesome has around $70 worth of goods inside, but will only cost you a fraction of the value. You can preview your box before it's shipped, just in case you want to switch it for different items or you want to skip this month. And that's one of the coolest things about this subscription service is it doesn't lock you in. So to get 20% off your first box of awesome, click the link in the description and use my code MASTAR20 at checkout, or go to bespokepost.com/MASTAR20. In a typical comical, cocky fashion of Speed of Sonic Sound and One Punch Man in general, he says it's impossible to outrun these high-speed tracking shurikens, to which Tatsumaki, while dragging Saitama's face through the dirt, just simply peeps over, lifts a finger, and redirects all of the shuriken back at Sonic. Now you'd think that these might hit him and, in another comical fashion he'd blast away like Team Rocket, but he's actually able to start dodging them using his speed, even creating multiple after images. But the issue is that they're homing, and as fast as he dodges his own attack, he can't really get away from it. Finally, he steps on some dog poo and whoops, your foot slipped and you are blasting off again. See ya, Team Rocket. speed of rocket sound. Damn you, Saitama! He'll be back. And now by this point, Saitama realizes that they're back where they originally started fighting outside of the Hero Association. It's just so hilarious to me, like how Saitama's just like casually getting his head dragged through the dirt, looking around, like he doesn't care at all. It's so great. So he finally breaks free from Tatsumaki after she just gave him a taxi ride over there. Nice little Uber trip. And Saitama says, all right, feel free to start rampaging again. Tatsumaki says, don't you understand? You're the one being tested, right? You've been looking down on me for a while. Don't you think this is a bit much? Because if I went all out, and Saitama is standing there in his noodle sauce shirt saying, sure, go all out. This surprises Tatsumaki initially, but then she kind of gets excited, saying, the hell is that? And there's something about this smile and the interaction between the two of them that kind of like further makes me believe that Tatsumaki is going to end up falling in love with Saitama. I mean, what happens once he withstands her full power? You'd think that would irritate her at first, but then she just wouldn't be able to stop thinking about Saitama, and I think she's gonna have the hots for him, in my opinion. But we all know that Saitama already has a wife, Genis. So there's a little bit more dialogue here between the Blizzard Group members who Fubuki just basically fired, and they're all here saying, I'm out, I quit, and they basically disassemble. Now, one of the Fubuki Group named Eyelashes, while the others weren't to quit, he's like, I'm going to help Fubuki. If you want to get stronger, come with me. And a few of them are like, oh, okay, I'm down as well. So maybe Fubuki will take them back, maybe only if they get stronger, I guess, but they're so useless, like who cares about the Fubuki Group, honestly? Just like, we like Fubuki, but her subordinates, like, you don't have to draw them anymore, Murata, like, we're good. Okay, and then now we get this thunderous, insane double page, seeing Tatsumaki's full power in action as her little sister Fubuki overlooks it. This page just took my breath away. So not only do you have the giant tornado of terror, but enormous comet-sized chunks of rocks smashing all over the place, flying all over the place. I mean, it really looks here like Tatsumaki is actually going 100%. Like, this, to me, does look like 100% of her power. Maybe it's, 90% or something like that, but yeah, that's pretty insanely terrifying. I don't know which hero, with the exception of Blast, that would have any chance against that. Fubuki even saying, big sis, you're going way too far. And as she says that, it appears that Saitama gets blown away at this point, going right past her. King returns as well, and he was even just thinking about Saitama, and then boom, look, Saitama is back at his house pretty much. So every time Saitama tries to take the fight away from the city to protect his new house, he gets taken right back there or blown back there by Tatsumaki. Saitama lets King know what's going on with Tatsumaki, to which she flies in for an attack, stunning King, and she lands like this kick. Surprisingly, she does physical attacks, I guess. So Tatsumaki can do like a lightning speed psychic rocket kick, essentially. She didn't really have a name for it, but that's what it looks like. Obviously, Saitama dodges, and that's when we see Tatsumaki brace herself on the wall. And this is the final page of the chapter. This is hilarious. King is completely shocked, and as they jump off to continue their battle, we get the most Chad picture of King ever, who says, saw her panties. And the reason for this, the reason this is so Chad, and the big reveal is fans for the longest time have been wondering whether or not Tatsumaki wears panties. I see the debate all the time on Twitter and on One Punch Man Reddit. We finally have the answer. Murata has heard us. Dude, he's so self-aware. Like, he knows about like all these like things that, the community like jokes about and talks about, and like he draws to it, and that's one thing I love about him. Like, he just gives fans what they want, comical or cool. He's so in touch with his fan base, and that's one of the reasons that he's the best. So that's the end of the chapter. Unfortunately, it wasn't longer. Unfortunately, the fight isn't over yet. I really thought it was going to end in this chapter. It's definitely starting to drag on. I think this fight could have been over in like 2 chapters, but I'm assuming it'll be done in the next one. So we'll have to see. I was wrong about it ending in this chapter. Murata wants this to keep going, so it's going to keep going. I'm not going to complain. I just love I love this damn manga. Leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to go check out Bespoke Post, and I will see you guys for the next one.